So there can be inner and outer forms of forgiveness. Outer is obviously, I think, this piece that we often think about, right? The writing of letters, right? The actually asking people for amends, right? Having conversations with people, maybe doing inquiry into our own self-forgiveness, which is a whole other topic, right? Of just this ability to start forgiving ourselves as well in the process. So the way I look at it is in two ways, right? We have forgiveness that goes across like this, and it's interpersonal, right? It's with our relationships in this world, right? The people, places, and things that we either need to forgive or that we can offer forgiveness towards. And then there's one that goes this way. And this is self. And for those of us who believe in an idea of tauba or repentance or asking for forgiveness, self and God are directly connected in my experience. Because there's been times in life where I was asking forgiveness from God, but I didn't feel like I was getting it. And I realized at a certain point that I wasn't forgiving myself, right? I was kind of holding myself over the fire a little bit, expecting God to give me mercy and compassion, but then I'm arrogant enough to withhold it from myself. So if I'm expecting it from God, where do I get the audacity to then withhold it from my own experience? So that was a real eye opener for me as I started to kind of look at forgiveness as it relates to God's forgiveness, ultimately. As I said before, we start easy and we start with the lightweights. Generally, there's three categories of people. Let's start with that. There's the people who it's like, yeah, I could forgive them. Like I can have that conversation, right? Maybe it was a light thing, right? It's something that feels like an easy lift, right? Then there's a middle category where it's like, I'm open to it. Definite maybe, right? I'm opening to having a conversation. I'm interested in being interested, but I'm not quite there yet. And then there's a third category. And usually that one's just like, hell no. Like nope, not even going there. Okay. It's okay to have people in three categories. So just because you have people in the third category doesn't mean you did something wrong. Right? So I would encourage people to look at this practice in those three categories, and then with those two kind of directions, right? The one that's interpersonal, and then the one that is between self and God.